Okay, it is good to be back with you, geometry students, for round 2 of this practice quiz. Again, coming up tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday for the block 2. So let's go ahead and continue with classifying the triangle formed by the side lengths as acute, obtuse, or right. In reviewing, if c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared, like this, or the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the square of the legs, this implies that we have a right triangle. That's the type that the Lord really loves. However, if c squared is greater than a squared plus b squared, this implies, what if you could tell me? This would be an obtuse triangle. There's only one other case. If c squared is less than a squared plus b squared, this would result in an acute triangle. So in looking at this possible side lengths, our task is first and foremost to identify the C. Which of these would be the C? I'm going to leave this one for you to do as an assignment to practice, and you're going to need your calculator also to do this one. And I want to go ahead and, let's say, do this one with you, number 5. Looking at the side lengths here, let's say these were 10 inches, 12 inches, and 16 inches. Then obviously here you'd say, well, the 16 would have to be the C. So let us see what that will give us. C squared versus a squared plus b squared. I'm sure some of you, I wish all of you would know what 16 squared is. It is 256. I'm sure some people know that. 10 squared, I'm sure all of you know that's 100. And then 12 squared is 144. So when we add 100 plus 144, we get 244 on the right. On the left, we have 256. So now we have to either put greater than, equal to, or less than between these two numbers. I'm confident you know it's going to be greater than. So here's a case in which c squared is greater than a squared plus b squared. That's this scenario here. So that means we would have an obtuse triangle. Okay, that would be the answer for that one. All right. So that's where I'd like to leave that. Like I said, I'd like you to do 16, 17. And if you've not done these by yourself, just go ahead and do these for practice by yourself. I'd like to, let's see. Yeah, I'd like you to do these just to get practice. And then you got number 9 here. You could do that for some more practice and see what you get. Finally, on this review, I'd like to do number 10, where it says find the area of the triangle shown. Okay, we see I have a triangle here where we've got two sides are the same length. So I'm sure you could tell me what kind of triangle this is, where we've got two side lengths being the same. This would be an isosceles triangle. So that means this segment, which is labeled H, or the height, would be like a line of symmetry that divides it into two equal parts. The left part, you could actually fold it on this line of symmetry, and this left side would fold right over on top of the right side so that it seems like you only have a half of the triangle. So the point here is that this segment would be half of the whole thing. So if the whole thing is 8, then this would have to be 4. And to find the area, you have to be thinking, what is the area of a triangle again? And I trust you would say, oh yes, its area of a triangle is equal to 1/2 the base times the height. Say that with me. The area of a triangle is equal to 1/2 the base times the height. So we do have the base. The base is 8. The whole base is 8. Please don't think it's just 4, because we're considering this whole triangle here. So its base is 8. So we know the base. Problem is, we don't know the height. So we're going to have to find the height. So let's go ahead and just take a half of this triangle, which I'll draw over here. It's going to be a right triangle, or a righteous triangle. Now we can find the height. 5 is here. And this segment here now is half of the 8, which is 4. So we're going to find the height first, then we'll carry it over here and use that height along with the base to find the area. So how can we find the height from this triangle? As I've said to you before, a triangle has 3 side lengths. If it's a right triangle and you know 2 of the 3 like we do, you can find the missing one. You say, how can we do that? Well, you know it's going to be again c squared equals a squared plus b squared. So here we go. I think I'm going to work it up here. So c squared equals a squared plus b squared. Now let's properly discern which is the c. Is it going to be the 5, the 4, or the h? And I trust you're just shouting, oh, it's the 5, it's the 5. Yes, that's the hypotenuse, so that's 5 squared. It's going to be equal to 4 squared plus h squared. 4 squared plus h squared. All right, 5 squared you know is 25. 4 squared you know is 16 plus h squared. I'm going to subtract the 16 from both sides, and we're left with 25 take away 16 is 9. So h squared is equal to 9. Finishing this off, we have h then is going to be equal to the square root of 9. And you know that is 3. So now we have the h. H is 3. The base is 8. So we can revert to this formula for the area. And say the area is equal to 1/2 the base, which is 8, times the height, which we recently found as 3. And we can work that out. 8 times 3 is 24. And even if you have to use a calculator, which you don't now, you could just say this number times this number and then divide by 2. So that'd be 24 divided by 2. And so it would be 12. And that would be our area. If this were inches, and the height were in inches, and this would be inches squared. If this were in feet, and this were in feet, that would be feet squared or square feet. So that is the way to do that. Again, you go ahead and find the height first. Once you've found the height, you employ this formula for the area of a triangle. Area is equal to 1/2 base times height. Multiply the base times the height divided by 2, and you got your area. All right? So God bless you. I trust this will be helpful to you, and I look forward to see you in class very, very soon. Bye-bye now.